Are you tired of feeders ruining your games in League? SkillCapped is an instructional site that will help you carry so hard it won't matter. With new video guides every single day, I highly recommend you give it a shot. Check out skillcapped.com today.
Of Immortals versus Envy, and we're about to lock in the champions. A few more bands to go, and we'll see what these teams feel is the best to take into battle.
They're going pretty quick. Karma taking off the table. They did not like fighting against Ninja, and Ninja actually, although he did kind of go this very supportive build, he was landing a lot of poke. He was able to engage. He actually played quite a good game. He does always kind of have these really high highs and really low lows where he's like,
absolutely,
he's doing this amazing stuff, enabling the team, and then he face checks and dies. And it's like this back and forth with Ninja. But either way, he performed well. They don't want to see it again. A lot of mid lane focus here, though, on Pobelter. 3 champions taken off the board. Could be Talia again.
Yeah, Rek'Sai, the first one picked up for Immortals. They don't have to think about that one. Reignover, while playing very aggressive on the Elise, I think could do the same thing, but be safer on Rek'Sai. A little bit beefier.
It's just kind of his bread and butter.
Yeah.
This guy is incredible on the champion. He's always at the right spots. He's really great as far as moving around the map, enabling his team to kind of always have pressure. He keeps up his farm. He has great ganks early. Late game, he knows how to play the champion well, where most people kind of fall off as far as their effectiveness. He always seems to land those flash engages. So I think it's Reignover's actual best champion.
The farm aspect is something we saw last game. Proxen was grabbing in quite a few of the buffs, but we still saw that there was a lot of heavy farm from Reignover. And then there could be a Lee Sin. Locked in with the Sivir, so they take the Sivir away, Lot will do that, and then Lee Sin coming in for Proxen.
Lee Sin has not been getting played at all in the professional level lately, and to lock it into the Rek'Sai is kind of scary, especially against one as good as Reignover, because as far as the 1v1 matchup goes, all you do on Rek'Sai when Lee Sin lands his Q, you right click on him. If he takes that Q, you pop him up, it stops the damage. So that's a tough matchup as far as the 1v1 goes, but Proxen obviously is going to be planning on putting on a lot of pressure on this in the other lanes, not necessarily matching up in that 1v1.
I wonder if this is, as well is obviously speculation, but the team saying drop to complete comfort here, because we haven't seen Proxen do this. Again, I'll reiterate Lod kind of mentioning he feels that Proxen is kind of that diamond in the rough with the way he can mechanically place and control himself in a fight.
If Proxen was honestly going off last game. He was like 7-2 on Graves. He was going huge. That game was very impressive display for him, especially when you consider his team is down like 12K and he's still crushing. So he played great. We'll see if he can do that again this time. One of the disadvantages, though, of locking in the lead early first round is like, well, Wild Turtle's like, well, I'm not playing Ashe. I'm not playing Jhin. You're not going to kick me in. And so he goes on the Ezreal. He plays something very safe. Soraka as well. Guess what? Lee Sin tries to do some ward hop shenanigans, tries to hit you with the Q. Yeah. You put down the silence. He can't do anything. So there's a lot of problems with that as far as locking it right away. It allows the other team to kind of adapt to it. So Envy knows this. They are going to be playing around that, but something to keep in mind.
And this does look like a single-out composition that Envy's putting together, especially with the Lissandra and the Bard. Long-range catch, Tomb, into maybe a kick into that chase from Sivir. So really blatant with the composition coming out from Envy. We'll see if they can make it work. And again, Immortals putting together quite a few powerhouse picks to just round out a nice composition.
Yeah, I think it is kind of smart from Envy. The way that they're playing this is kind of like, well, we picked this 5v5 composition last time. They never let us have the fights. Guess what? What are some good champions that start these fights? Sivir gives you the speed. Lissandra, single target lockdown. Bard, long range engage, right? There's a lot of ways to get into these fights and start them. They're like, hey, we were even with these guys. We were ahead of these guys early in the game. Let's give ourselves the ability to start the fights and hopefully, continue snowballing them.
And cascades into more confidence for those engaged. Hopefully we see Envy grouping up and going together as we saw Immortals doing last game with their Sivir comp. Locked in, all ready to go. Pobelter takes the victor in the mid lane this time. Very used to it with Huni back on the Aurelia this time. So really not even finding
I'm benched the Kench, Riv.
But also the Kench, yes! This is a great series, Isaac.
The Frogman is back in. He's one of my favorites. I love playing Frog.
We get Talia. Let's go. Kench is unbenched. That's going to be looking at Seraph in the top lane. We already have a Bard in the bottom. Let's see how this one plays out while Huni's now going to take a different matchup.
I'm very excited to see this. Huni has played a ton of Aurelia. Aurelia did get nerfed though. I believe the ultimate cooldown was increased. Tahm Kench has some changes. You know, you don't kind of just get the regen from that shield when you use your E. You have to use that kind of right when you're taking the damage. You can't just keep regenning up. But at the same time, his passive damage from his ult was kind of moved into his Q. It's baked into his kit, so he has early Sterling power that's stronger. His ultimate has longer range, so he can move around the map pretty well. We'll see how they're going to be able to pull this off. Immortals has a very strong, solid overall team, and Envy is trying something a little bit different.
I like it. I like to see something different. Envy as well, maybe looking to branch out a little bit here. They haven't found too much success in the last weeks, as we have said. The team is very, very confident in each other, though, so these picks aren't something they kind of frown upon.
Yep.
They're ready to go into this game. I love the compositions. Once again, hashtag IMTWin or hashtag EnvyWin. For who you're going to think is win, head over to Twitter. Make your voice heard for these teams as Envy looks to right the ship in the middle of the split, as Immortals looking to stay with that only one game defeat in the record book, as they also head for a top spot in the table. Already holding it, but can they keep it? We'll find out here as we make our way into game 2 of Envy vs. Immortals, and we are on the Rift. I love you. Thank you.
Love all around. Unfortunately, we got to pause.
We do have a pause.
But to speak about this a little bit more, I am very excited to see how Proxen is going to perform on this Lee Sin. I think a lot of the game is really going to come down to just how well can he play early. He's going to have to try to get something done. I mean, you're going up against pretty much the undisputed best jungler in the league, in my opinion. This is a guy who is so good. He's playing his most comfortable champion, and you're playing something that is kind of a very feast or famine type champion, in my opinion, right now. It's like it's something that's relatively weak by most people's standards, and you kind of have to get things going. You have to get early ganks. You have to be able to constantly move around the map, apply the pressure, because playing team fights on Lee Sin is just straight harder than it is on other champions. There's a high degree of execution, so if you're not ahead, if you can't afford that little kind of edge to give you that buffer to be able to perform in those team fights, it becomes very, very tough.
And his lanes to gank, not the easiest. You're looking at Aurelia top. Like you said, the Soraka gives trouble. Victor has that movement speed. He can use the juke and dodge if he gets his Q off. So things are going to be tough. Proxen has his work cut out for him. If there were a lane to kind of start off, knowing you're against a Rek'Sai, let's say we get standard lanes, what would you look at as Lee Sin to get things going for your team?
I think you have to look top lane.
Okay.
The tough part is there's a cleanse on Pobelter. There's, an Ezreal Soraka lane. That's very hard to gank as well. So there's not a lot of gank assists from the Bard unless you can kind of land something. But even then, it's very tough to land those Qs, and Ezreal's very shifty. So I feel like it has to be pressure on Huni. And I think that Tahm Kench actually matches up relatively well into the Aurelia, and if you can kind of get that 3 stacks, eat them, spit them back, you can have a very powerful all-in type fight. So this is something where Seraph actually can be very strong, and Lee Sin is a great early fighter too. So if they could get the advantage in this early 2v2 and use that to kind of snowball their jungle lead, that would be how I see them succeeding.
A lot easier said than done.
Oh, yeah, it is.
We'll see if they can do it. Just waiting on Lod right now. His mouse right click was not working on entering the game, so we're getting that fixed up for him. Sorry for the pause as we begin game number 2 here. Immortals looking to use that confidence and momentum from game 1. We're seeing readies on the screen. We'll test it out as well and get Lod back in, and then get everybody else's eyes back into the action. Not much has happened in this one. No game or a record of game yet. We have not seen each other. We're just waiting to get it sorted out. Immortals coming off that game 1 win, as we said. Huni from the Riven, now going to Aurelia. And while we had Pobelter on Talia in game 1, we get Seraph on Kench in game 2. And it seems like everything has been righted on the stage. We're going to see what they can do as they make their way into this early game. See if we get that standard lanes again, because that was very interesting to see from the point of view of taking Immortals on in that bot lane. Would they be able to defeat Wild Turtle and Adrian? It didn't seem so. So will they swap it up here? It doesn't look like anybody's warding to swap it up.
I don't think they need to now that they have a Sivir, they have the Bards, they have range support, they have a heavy wave clear AD carry. Can they actually kill a Soraka and Ezreal? No, probably not, let's be honest. But they can push them in, they can farm it out. They shouldn't lose their turret or really be under much threat. So that's the kind of edge that they're getting there. And it's going to be a lot about how this top lane shakes out. You know, Ninja, when he hits 6, his roams are going to be important too. He can move around the map, affect that very heavily with Lysandra. Tom Kench can move around with his ult. So when are they going to make their moves? They're going to have to try to get ahead and snowball. As far as just straight up 5v5 team fights, I think that Immortals does have the edge.
We've been seeing a lot more of these speed teams, and you kind of see, whoa, a double star call. Very nice damage there. And Laud is getting hit out. They've traded the AD damage. Adrian's going to be able to sustain this back up in a few. Looks like Turtle, I was going to say, he's back, and you're way late on the back. It's got to be 112 to be safe.
Yeah, this is the thing. It's like, wow, that was a pretty good trade for Envy. They have a little bit more health. But Soraka.
Yeah.
So Soraka's going to hit level 2, going to start healing that up.
Yeah.
So as long as Immortals actually doesn't get picked off super early, and there is a risk. I mean, if Hako lands a binding, he has Ignite. They have to be careful. But once he's 2 and they start healing him up, Immortals does not really care about that trade anymore.
Well, they're probably hoping they can get that early damage down because now they have to fight a minion wave. Because that's all that Laud's going to keep the distance on, most likely.
Yeah, Laud's just going to want to shove this in and allow his teammates around the map to kind of do what they want to do.
With the hope they have the same success as Wild Turtle and Adrian last time. That bot lane came out strong. Laud and Hako were trying to represent as well. Ninja, laser after laser here from Pole Belter, and being able to take the front of the minion wave already does not mean good things for him. Pole Belter having a great time now.
Ooh, nice binding.
And the answer, nice bind, nice hit by the boomerang as well. As the level ups come through, here comes that sustain, and now all your damage is for nothing.
Yeah, Turtle actually life stole a lot of that up anyway, so they're doing great. And they are even on CS. They're not letting it get pushed all the way into the turret. They're kind of contesting it enough, thinning out the wave to be able to stay safe. Adrian taking a lot of poke though. Adrian's got to be careful. If he can't land some Qs, Hakuo does have his Ignite, so yeah, this is a little bit of risky business now for Adrian. And jungler's moving down around this side of the map. Proxon's actually taking a pretty interesting jungle route where he didn't pick up either buff. This is something that you can do. People had been doing this thing where they would kind of base after all the small camps and then pick up their buffs and use those more effectively. But Huni is going to take a lot of damage here. This is what I'm talking about. If you can stack it up, you can do a ton. And ooh, okay, he's not going to go for it.
There's almost no way Seraph couldn't get him away from a surge, a blade surge to get him to safety.
Yeah, and
I mean,
it's dangerous
that
to go
matchup.
So if you do get caught and you do get kind of eaten up there, wow, Ninja going pretty aggressive. That was risky, but I guess he just wants the base. So he's saying, I'll trade out my HP, I'll try to push it, and then I'm going to TP back. So that's what he's trying to do, but actually a bit of a greedy back spot, and Pole Belter could stop that if he wants, and he very likely will. Yep, there it gets stopped. So this is why you don't do greedy backs. Just step 1 foot backwards, save yourself 10 seconds. As a result, you know, a little bit of carelessness, he's going to lose some more minions. If Belter does push in, or he's going to lose his TP, so it's fine.
Seraph teleports back to talk about this top lane as well. It was really only the Trundle we saw giving Aurelia a hard time in the early game, but Tom Kench is standing toe-to-toe, we see.
If you can get that Devour off, you're going to do great. It's very, very strong. It's a champion that was underestimated a lot as far as its actual like all-in fighting potential, because you get the 3 Q stacks, you stun them, then you eat them out of that. They're CC'd for so long, and you spit them back into your minion wave. Now if they fight you, they're taking minion damage. It's tough.
As well,
gonna get eaten again.
Seraph's got to be careful about that minion damage he is taking. He has way more health though. Huni didn't flash on the last one and is forced to flash here.
Huni just clearly does not know this champion very well. He's taking a lot of aggressive trades that are very risky. He's going to have to blow his flash. He does have TP advantage, though, so he can just try to push it out and do that. Proxton with his flash available, Seraph with his flash available, though. Huni's going to have to be really careful, and Huni's just taking these trades that he should not be taking.
Stacking the daggers as well. Get in, auto back. Get in, auto back. Just building his items up in the recipe of components.
So this is important. Now, here comes Proxton. This is what they have gained for themselves. They've gotten the flash. Can they execute on kill? Reignover's moving up here. We'll see if Huni can get caught.
Oh, he slid that
There's
just
the
right.
stacks.
Huni went back in for another one. They're going to be able to jump it back up. No.
He ate the wrong minion. Seraph misclick.
Yep.
Big mistake.
Unfortunate. Huni's dashing back and forth. Pays off that time as well. Reignover being there for the counter. So it'll happen again. I'm pretty sure there'll be a lot of love for top lane this game with the lanes being standard and what we've already saw.
That is one thing with Tom Kench. It's kind of a weird how that ability works. Ninja taking a lot of damage there. Pole Belter is going to ult him out. He wants to base. So that's why he's doing this. He still hasn't actually backed, I don't think. So just going to push it out with the ult. But That's one of the things is it's for some reason the targeting on that Devour always feels kind of a little wonky. It can be easy to eat a minion beside it. That's what happened there. So it is a mistake from Seraph. Had he gotten that Devour, I think they get first blood because you spit him out right into the Lee Sin Q, and that probably should be lights out for Huni, but unfortunate mistake. Matters a lot.
Nice Cosmic Binding there, and it almost looks like Rainover was thinking the same thing you were when I asked you where should Proxing go. Yeah. Ninja Tabis for him, knowing they'd be doing a lot of fighting in the top lane. So Rainover's rush there, trying to make sure he can stay in these fights too.
Yeah, Rainover loves the tier 2 boots early.
Yep.
He loves getting that upgrade. In the 1v1 against Lee Sin, it's going to make him very, very tanky, very strong. So something that Proxim is going to have to keep in mind. Proxim going the aggressive route, picking up some really long swords, wants to be able to get something done. So far has not been able to have much of an effect on the map, though. And, you know, Rainover even 3-buffed him at the start, took both reds. So it's rough. Rainover sneaking around. And Seraph is far up. Here comes Pobelter.
Oh,
and all that work Seraph has done, that's going to be for naught. I think this is going to be first blood, Riv.
He does have a flash. He can go over the wall. It'll force the follow. He actually flashes straight, knowing the kill would still be there. And Ninja cannot come up. You can almost hear Seraph saying, Ninja, please. But they both know it's a bad decision, and it's too late. Seraph goes down. First blood for Immortals.
So he saves his flash. He's winning the lane, but it doesn't matter. Up very far, no wards to speak of. And I think Seraph should have just taken the death, honestly. Save your flash.
Yeah,
so you can go back and not have to be so scared, because now the return gank is very dangerous.
Whoa, that bind! The Cosmic Binding on a turtle! A few more hits! The minion shots may be enough, and the heal from Adrian. I think he would have been alive anyways, but he tops him off just a little bit more.
Another good binding. Hakuo has just been on fire with these bindings this game, landing binding after binding after binding. And although Envy is winning these trades, you gotta look at farm, right? Yeah, Turtle is getting bullied around a little bit, almost died. Doesn't really matter. He's up 5 CS, so he's happy.
And stacking a tier, which if you're not punished for that, it's gotta feel great. Claw over the wall. I respect the claw sometimes, not enough chase there. And Ninja gets back to safety. His teleport coming up relatively soon. We may see a bit of a play here as Turtle and the team come back, maybe a tempered fate into a teleport down. Things have to be timed much, much quicker, or I should say earlier now with the longer teleport, so you might see a few misplays there.
Definitely happen, especially when you're so used to playing with this TP time for so long. And you know, Ninja looking to make his first move, still has that ult. They could execute a dive here very easily if they're not spotted out. That's what they're setting up for. Huni does not seem to be aware of it, and I think this should be able to be a kill on Huni unless he can make the outplay.
Seraph super tanking the turret so the team can get under and do more damage without getting killed. I was gonna say it might be Proxen getting taken down, but they make it out safely there. Not too much time for their troubles. It looks like they get some good damage on the turret as well.
They get the kill, but pretty messy. Proxen actually kicking Huni away from Seraph so he could not actually add to that fight, which resulted in Proxen almost dying. So they do get the kill. Nice roam. And Envy finally makes something happen.
And a teleport mid. They feel like Pobelter's just going to stay in clear since he doesn't have teleport. It's safe to use yours back and for Ninja to just clear out waves. But not when Ninja's resources start getting stolen. That's going to start being very difficult for the wave clear. And we'll see this one more time. Seraph starts tanking. And like you said, Proxim just kicks him away.
Yeah, Seraph can tank a lot longer, though, because he has the gray health still. He can take a couple shots, and I guess he was worried about Seraph going down. I didn't think he was in too much threat. Proxim almost went down there, and they lost out on the DPS from Seraph. So they make the call. It works out. Not a big deal either way, since they didn't have to blow any summoners for it. At the same time, Rainover taking away the blue buff. Immortals still going to be up gold. One thing to note, Proxim going very aggressive. Picks up an early Tiamat here on the Lee Sin. So not even completing the warrior. He wants to go straight into this. And this is almost like a kind of like a Rengar build that people used to do. Or even Kha'Zix. So not something you see a ton on Lee Sin. People usually do complete that warrior buff, but we'll see how it works out for him.
Loves to do damage. Obviously showing the Graves first game. Now into the Lee Sin. Really wants to be trouble for Immortals out of the jungle. Knowing Rainover has such control of the game. Sightstone for him already, so Immortals is looking to brighten up the map a little bit for themselves, as Adrian's still working onto his.
Yeah. Rainover knows he just has to track where Proxim is. He doesn't actually have to do anything too crazy. He doesn't have to do anything too flashy. pick yourself up a Sightstone, ward out the Lee Sin, your job is basically done. Lee Sin is the one, especially going damage. If you're not going tank, he's the one that needs to make something happen.
Whoa, you can see right there, down to 300 HP with just a few abilities from Immortals. Ninja still has the W, may look to go on the back.
Coming in.
The Abyssal Voyage wasn't close enough, and Ninja couldn't get the lockdown. There it is, but it's the flash attempt that makes it work. They're going to be able to get some mid-pressure down on this turret, and it looks like they may be able to drop it if the minion wave comes up. May not have enough time. Now here's Lod.
Yeah,
They got
good
it.
rotation. The Ezreal all coming across. They're trying to thin out the wave. Not too much done there, though. And the 5-man squad all here to take out the turret. Nicely played by Envy. Rainover gets caught.
That'll be huge, because Immortals isn't even moving on the map to get something done themselves. This took them by surprise. We'll see how they recoup after this one. Bot turret won't even get pressure as we see Turtle backing, just the push on the wave.
Yeah, he's got to get out of there.
Yep.
And Laud making the rotation should be able to pick up most of this. This was pretty nice by Envy. Especially impressed with how Ninja played that. He knew Pobelter was waiting to cleanse the ultimate, so he kind of just makes him wait, makes him wait, makes him wait, and then when it's too late, he flashes in, self-ults him, and that damage actually kills. So well played. And Seraph, Huni does get caught, but is it Huni really getting caught? They're going to go in.
Oh my gosh.
Nice kick. We'll see if they can make the escape. It's going to be tough.
Seraph has flash, so he separated himself, but could go back over the... He could have went back over the wall. Back with his team.
Well, that would have been wrong side on the map.
It's the bad way. You're drawing him in, but the team could... I'm saying it could have given the other portion of the team enough time to get there. They draw it out, so they actually will get the kill onto Adrian. This is the spot I thought he would have gone.
Yeah.
But then you're pulling 4 members in that probably would have made a bad
I don't know what Adrian was thinking. Yes, the Lee Sin is there at low HP, but you are a Soraka, my friend, and...
Maybe he had some stale bananas. They do a bit more damage.
Yeah.
It's always the 4, right? You think about it, then you know after.
It's a little bit ambitious. Let's leave it at that. Either way, another kill picked up there from Envy. They're doing well, up 1,000 gold. The bot lane turret should fall, so that will close the gap. But if Envy can push in this bot turret, take that for themselves, or at least get some damage, they're going to be looking pretty good. And so far, so good for Envy.
Yeah.
They're playing Immortals tight, both games. Now the question comes, can they keep up with Immortals as far as the Immortals team fighting, their pacing? They play it really well. And they get the steal here. Proxen wants to go out, but he sees Seraph is kind of caught, so he decides, maybe we can make a play. Maybe we can go back in. Rainover's already ulted in, though. Pobelter's already made the rotation.
That flash.
Yeah. And Proxen now is actually just going to be allowed to base. They go all in on Seraph. Seraph is flashing out. They decide to commit to this. And up comes Adrian. Poor little Soraka is pinging it out. He's like, I got him, guys. I got him. Don't worry about it. Unfortunately, you didn't want that fight, Adrian. And here it goes. Hakuo comes in. Flash Q. He gets taken down pretty easy. But I don't think he would have been able to escape even without the Bard's help.
No more window shopping.
Yeah.
Gonna let you know you're getting attacked. Where do they head from here? Dragon's up, but nobody's really in place to take it, just getting a vision. In this matchup, see Seraph, not even a few complete items. The Triforce is finished. See how they fare against each other. Actually, it doesn't look like Seraph will give it a chance.
It's a tough moment in the game when you don't have your completed item and they have Trinity Force, which is massive for the Aurelia. So Seraph is smart to just kind of move away from that. His jungler's on the top side. Immortals is sniffing this out, though. Pobelter's making the rotation. Here comes Rainover with the ult. Ooh. And Proxen and Seraph probably got to get out of there.
Also very scary hearing the Void Rush. Rainover could be anywhere. They haven't seen this tunnel, and it's actually going to be very, very close. Onto Seraph. That's the gravity field going down. Locks him back in.
It's here, too. Ooh, this is risky.
Oh, he's going to have... They're going to have to use everything on Rainover in the front, which means Pobelter and Huni could have people to dive on. There just isn't enough room to close the gap. And in the bot lane, Hakuo goes down. Ultimate was used, so Tempered Fate is not there as well when they come up. Both ults, actually, in the bot lane were used with some summoners.
That Laud almost got the counter kill there on the Turtle, but Soraka able to get out enough healing to stop that. And another well-played fight there by Ninja. Proxen and Seraph honestly should have kind of just bailed off that Rift Herald earlier, but they wanted to make the kind of risky commit for it. Ninja did have a nice root, though, on Rainover as he burrowed in, able to stop that, keep someone alive. So Immortals with a slight gold lead now. Envy still have the pressure on them to make things happen. They have Lysandra needs to move around. They have the Lee Sin who's building DPS and must make things happen.
And it's had to feel a little bit to them like they've had somewhat of a lead the way things have been going. So to try that and not have it work hopefully does not hit their confidence.
Yeah.
There's still more plays to come from Envy. The Tempered Fate, that catch potential we've been looking at, it's just that Immortals always stays so grouped or in a position where you can't catch. We'll see how this actually happened in the bot lane.
Oh, Hako and Law just kind of opt into this, and they actually just go straight in. Pretty risky play, and Hako takes so much damage before Lot even gets through the tunnel. Lot is basically so I'm not really sure what they thought they were doing with that fight.
That's optimistic for sure.
That was very optimistic. I'm actually really surprised by that. I guess they just thought they'd win the straight-up fight easily, but the fact of the matter is, you're going into the silence, your Sivir is and that's a Soraka healing through that damage.
Right. If you think about what would happen in that open fight, you're like, we can dodge the skill shots with speed, but then they stood still. There's a lot of variables. Yeah. None of them went in Envy's favor there. 4-3 here as they start to lose a little bit of ground, but we're still very even in gold. And Reignover starts to scout the bottom side of the map.
Sharking around.
Just on the other side of the wall of Proxian, and now he knows.
Ninja's making the rotation too. 4 members here from Envy.
Oh, hello.
Can they get done?
Reignover says, I have enough tank to call them up. This is a bit of a bait, but it may be with his life. And they do take the claw. It's into Reignover. They take him down with his flash going
nice
as well.
Kick.
A kick back into the team, exactly where he needs to be. Can Lod finish it out here? The damage traded is not the same, and Lod has to take a few extra shots. Finally taken down by
Here comes Huni, though. A Seraph TPing as well. The whole team's coming in.
They're going for the long haul on this one. That is Adrian going down. His ultimate was used in the last fight. So the heal isn't there for the rest of the Immortals crew. Pobelter on the outside delivering in the lasers. Huni now goes down. And it's an I think I can situation for Pobelter. He thinks he can go in. He takes the first few on the fight. And he almost gets Ninja.
Rek'Sai's coming. Rek'Sai's coming.
Proxton.
He's
and
res.
that's going to be Reignover coming in. He didn't have anything on the right. Seraph tries to back, but it's awarded. Brush, and Pobelter is picking up everything he thought he could. They fly through the turret. Laser hits, but there's no more speed to be caught. And they may actually try to hit this one. Reignover takes the turret. No, that's Pobelter on the turret. The heal comes in. Adrian said he was coming up and gives him the wish as they dive the turret. The long plays called out in communication from Immortals.
Wow, what a chase down there from Immortals, and this is a wild fight. Reignover sees him, but he doesn't really care. He's gonna go right in, and Proxen and Ninja able to take down Reignover very quickly. Hawkwell comes over, lands the Ignite, they get the first kill. Things starting so well. Kick, flash, beautifully executed there by Proxen. They're gonna pick up Turtle too. But once they saw, TP coming in here a little bit later, they're all kind of they're all kind of hanging around, and they do get the kill on Adrian. I think this is where they should back out at this point, and the first kill comes down onto Hawkwell. Huni and Pobelter are sitting there. Look at the health on Ninja. Look at the health and mana on Laud. And Seraph after that did get taken down. They're going to try to chase down Huni. Lands the Q. Nicely played. And they should be able to get the eat. This is going to be enough time. We'll see if they can get the kill.
Gets the lick to stick. Oh, very nice Sonic Wave resonating strike. Follow up after the kick. Had to use a bit, but they get a bit of pressure on the map and a nice wave to work with for Seraph in that top lane.
4 Immortals moving bot lane once again. Return to the scene of the crime. They want to push them back. Envy is making stuff work, and Proxen deserves a lot of credit. Back-to-back games. He's coming up big for the team, 3-0-6. Oh, nice ult.
That diamond in the rough Lod was talking about. The binding over as well. They CC'd a bit on top of each other, but it doesn't matter. They CC'd Pobelter down, and that's the best CC there is.
Well played. Pobelter, no cleanse there. Hawkwell nails the ult. Flash Q follow-up. He has been doing well for himself here, too. Turtle, though, he's pushing. They did get that bot turret. We'll see what else Seraph can do in the top lane. And Seraph has been winning kind of the straight-up fights, but it's Immortals rotating, taking the advantages where they can get them. Proxen's gotta be careful.
This is where unexpectedly we see a team playing against Immortals, playing against TSM, a top team, start to go with the flow of Immortals. Envy still needs to play their game. They still need to know they can have lane control. Here, they might lose a little bit of it. Huni and Proxen very low. Seraph has to turn here, and it looks like they're going to go down. That's 1 kill, and unfortunately, Immortals aren't going to have to make Envy guess on how to play next. They're going to take Envy down and take control.
Yeah, when they saw the Soraka coming in, they knew they were going to get chased down. Their only chance was bursting out Huni. And Adrian, as we talked about in Champ Select, denies that completely, drops the silencing field, so Lee Sin cannot even take his Q. He can't combo him out. If they could have kind of one-shot comboed out the Aurelia, then it's a low-damage tank and a support. You take down the Soraka, you win that fight. but it was their only chance. Adrian knew it, and he denies it. Well played.
Void Rush out to red, cleaning up stuff on the Immortal side. Reignover actually doesn't even want that. They're going to put pressure on the bot turret and say, yeah, it's low, but you're not even going to have a chance. Having these outer turrets up hurt Envy so much, and just gold they could have on the map. They're not far behind right now, but they need to start picking these up or they'll really not have a chance to get them soon with the way Immortals will push them in. It's only 21 minutes. Usually Immortals can start turning it on, and now with the Muramana finished up, the Triforce as well now under Wild Turtle. He just got very big.
Yeah, perfect hex score done for Pobelter.
Yep.
This base may mean the Rylai's, which is that danger time against Victor, chases you down, you get slowed, the core moves faster, so the ultimate is so dangerous, and he does have that. So a lot of big power spikes coming in for Immortals.
Very spread out here for Immortals as well, with the 2 items to a lot of 1 and component items on the side of Envy. Tipping the tides of this fight for Envy will be very hard. They try now at mid. Wave clear is still good. They have the Sivir in their favor for holding off Immortals here and trying to scale up a little bit more. Well, that only gives time for Turtle to get bigger and the rest of the team too. One
of the frustrations as a top laner too that Seraph is having to deal with is there's a lot of magic damage coming out of Pobelter, so we can't just ignore that and build no MR.
Right.
So Seraph has to build MR. Huni is not actually building that because it's not a high damage kind of magic DPS output, and Huni just wants to split push. So he's building purely for the 1v1 where Seraph cannot afford to do so.
Missile Voyage to the bot lane. Proxen and Seraph take a ride. The Tempered Fate locks out the turret. They're trying to get the sustain. They take down Adrian. They'll be able to take down the rest of the members more clean. The Zhonya's from Ninja. He should be Pobelter's next focus. He goes down as the team trades 2 for 2. Very quickly after that, they're going to go for a journey. It's going to be Reignover first. Pobelter rose. Reignover took the block of the Cosmic Binding, so Pobelter could continue to finish kills. The cleanse and the flash. Is it enough for the chase? Another binding. We're getting some frequent flyer miles out of these journeys, ladies and gentlemen, and now it's going to be Hakuo that goes down. Can they finalize that kill? It's an ace, and there goes Lod.
Deja vu for Envy as Immortals makes the chase happen. Yes, the dive started off great for Envy, but Immortals makes the collapse. They chase him down. Pobelter shows up. Envy has no more resources. You cannot deal with this guy. You cannot escape the victor. And here it is once again, and there were some mistakes in execution. The 2-man comes in. Proxen looking to actually get this kick, but Turtle had already flashed. So well played there by Turtle. Ezreal does not get kicked in, so Ninja has to go deep to finish him off. But in the meantime, Ninja's gonna go.
Batting order up once again. Reignover tanking the turret as the team tries to go straight through it instead of take it down before fighting around it. Immortals, they feel like they are very much in the lead and are not letting go whatsoever. The turret falls, they push Ninja out the left side. Proxen very low and has to just sit on the back. Everybody's really being bait more than they are. Somebody that can enter the fight for Envy. The claw over the wall, and it will not be taken by Ninja. They are just trying to deter Immortals right now, but they have not turned a blind eye. They are continuously going at this fight, and one after the other, Ninja finally goes in. He's taken down Adrian. It seems to be the first focus that Envy wants in this fight, but they use a lot of resources to do it each time.
It's a mid laner trading his life and his flash to kill off the support. Not worth it for Envy at all. And
for the queen.
It's rough. I mean, Ninja gets the kill, sure, but it's not the kill you want. It's not the trade you want. Immortals is going to take more as a result. They take another turret. Now they are 5 turrets to 2. They are extending the gold lead, and they are making them pay. Pobelter has just been a menace in this game. Envy have had no answer whatsoever.
Let's look back at this fight one more time. We were in that replay when it happened, and just Reignover right in between and Pobelter following.
And Ninja has to use the defensive ult there. Seraph actually TP'd in very quickly. Good reaction time from him. Helps to keep his teammates alive. But now the fight continues. Proxen is essentially out of the fight from the very start. He can't really do anything. He's very low. He's kind of hanging out, throwing out Qs. Lot is not there yet. Ninja's off on the side. He's very low. Hakuo lands the nice ult, is poking with bindings, doing a good job, but it's really tough for them to get in and get in kills.
And you look at the mini-map right now on that side, and there are almost no wards for Envy. This is Immortals working off the ace of last fight, knowing the vision was dark, and knowing they could make this happen without too much trouble. Here's the trouble they found, but still came out on top.
Yeah, they do get the kill. Oh, here we go. Pobelter, they're going to kick him in.
Hiya! Right back, Proxen could be going, or rather,
Oh my
Bulldozer
God,
going
that
down
damage
on
on
that
Laud.
one. Yeah, the Chaos Storm, very scary. Laud almost has his parade rained on. He'll have to go back, so they lose damage on the turret. True shot barrage almost hitting correctly.
Here comes Huni.
This is always the chase. It seems like Envy has that upper hand, but then they're running back as Immortals try to get the cavalry to come in, regroup, and go for the fight. This will not be a journey that Immortals takes, and they actually only lose Pobelter when what I thought would have been Pobelter and an inhibitor, or sorry, a second tier turret.
Smart from Envy, though, not to overcommit. Once
Yes.
Huni flashed away, this has been their mistake. They start off the plays, wow, this looks great, and then they all stay around.
Yeah.
They spend all their resources. Pobelter comes in, the rest of the crew comes in, they clean them up. So this time, they get the kill, they get the flash from Huni, they make the clean escape. Take what you can get, back off, repeat,
Yes.
get the setup. They cannot overcommit, and finally, they are kind of learning from that.
I think it's good that they were able to actually execute that play and not have too many jitters off of the last one. Immortals was just jamming plays down Envy's throat a few seconds ago, but Envy still wants to get back up, dust themselves off, and keep this fight going. 15-15. Only a 3,000 gold lead for what Envy has endured now.
It's a lot to be said for that. A lot of teams, a lot of the lesser teams in the league, once they start falling behind, something goes wrong, they just kind of roll over and play dead.
Yeah.
And Envy is refusing to die. They will always look for these fights. They're always going in aggressively, and they're playing to their comp's win conditions, which is getting these aggressive picks. You know, with the full DPS Lee Sin, with full Lissandra, they have to keep going for it, and they are.
And Tempered's fate is up again. That could be another option now on the plate for Envy. Oh, early damage onto Laud. It actually activates both Tempered Fate and the On the Hunt. So when things go so right, they quickly go so wrong. And now Immortals is back at the base of Envy.
Yeah, they got to be careful. Proxen out of the base here. May get chased down.
So close.
Not going to die, but just getting kind of bullied out here by Rainover. And Ninja's got to heal up. Laud is backing off to heal up as well. But at the same time, Huni's having so much free time in the side lanes, pushing in side lanes. We have the mid lane pushing in here too. How will Envy deal with it?
Well, if they can get their pick, it's going to be on 4 now, so the fight may work.
Down. They're engaging. Tom Getch going in with Lee Sin. Can they get the play?
Take a bit. They've been on Adrian the whole time. Proxen focusing Adrian. Turtle has Seraph on him, but they're all focusing now. They did turn back out of Pobelter. The communication now flowing for Envy. Can they make any more count? Who needs the one in the middle? But again, they find Laud right away and delete the damage. When you have no DPS, you see what happens to Envy. They continue to turn and run the fight. Turtle just with a hook shot, Mystic, over on the side to hit Seraph. And now Envy has been pushed out of their own base, and Immortals sits goal side to the Nexus as they take down middle inhibitor.
It's a 3 for 2, but Immortals get what they came for. They take the turret, they take the inhib, and Ninja is up here. What is he doing? Ooh, can he get out? I don't know. Turtle is low.
This is...
He has no ult, though.
With the take, it's a money gain that they can get, but their minion waves are pushed so far up. Is one kill enough? Did Ninja just dance this out enough for the team to come back and pull something in their favor? Ninja goes down, Flash is down, however, so resources used there. And Envy keep trying to grab that first rung of the ladder to get back in, but it seems they just keep slipping. Does he take it? He gets popped up immediately. It can be finished as well. Turtle left the fight. He said sayonara, and the rest of the team may be in.
It kills him out of the air.
Amazing hits by Huni. He is making it work right now for the team, but he may go down valiantly here as the rest of the members get out alive. Turtle, Adrian, and Raidover get out because Huni gives himself up.
And Ninja dancing around there, bought a lot of time. Proxen came in, they could not get the initial kills. And then yes, he lands the Q, but it's on Rainover. As we talked about, you unburrow, it denies the damage. Rainover does not get executed by the Lee Sin Q. Thankfully for Envy though, Huni getting too aggressive, wants to kind of clean up there.
The average length of these fights is ridiculous.
Yeah, they just don't end. I love it.
It's like, I think I can. My cooldown's coming up. I don't have any health, but I have a lot of mana. Let's fight. Let's keep going.
Here we go though, on to Baron, and it's getting pinged out now. Seraph is very far away. He's ulting over towards it. They're making the rotation. Can Envy get here in time? It does not look like it.
Tempered Fade. Oh, it's so close to coming up. They just started out. 830. That's smite range for both junglers as it comes out. It's gonna go over to Rainover. It was not a Proxen to be had in sight.
Huni's not here.
The resulting fight. Pobelter goes straight for Laud. They get a lot of damage onto Seraph, who needs to be in the fight for multiple attacks. Now he's completely forced out. The Chaos Storm kicks once again. and he gets thumped down. 47 seconds on the clock, near 50 for anybody that drops, and Immortals can work with that time to find a Nexus if they can find more members.
Yeah, this could be the game. They have the Super Minion wave. They're pushing it in. Seraph is already down. It's a 5v4 now, and Immortals makes the play. Envy collapses too slow. We'll see if they can hold. It's going to be a miracle.
28 seconds onto Seraph. He's really the tank that's going to come in to deter this. He has the HP that Immortals need to cut through. Everybody else is going to drop like flies. Right now, Huni flashes in onto Ninja. They take down most of the crowd control. Hakuo falls next. There's the rest of it. And now Proxen can only do so much with a 1-2 punch. Envy falls, and their Nexus to follow. A 2-0 from Immortals, and it's going to be a 31-minute game. Immortals takes down Envy.
They make it happen. Gutsy Baron call there. Envy not respecting it. Seraph too far away in the bot lane. Ninja was actually much closer to the play than Seraph was, but he just didn't make the rotation. He continued to push out the wave. He needed to be there immediately. Huni was dead. Huni was in base, so this was potentially a 5v4. Had they collapsed in time, could have been a disaster for Immortals, but Envy is too slow to the play. They give up the Baron. They give up the game.
Absolutely incredible. The last Tempered Fate as well. I was just checking Reignover and Proxen, but due to the level, Proxen would have actually been 30 damage short of that 830 hit. So it was just a quick smite for Reignover being that level up. Incredible stuff along the way, so we probably would have seen the same result out of the Baron, but having to come down to that after Immortals goes for pretty much the base back, we'll say, we'll get Baron. We'll actually tempt it. It could be a 50-50. We don't know if Proxen's coming out of base or not, but they have the confidence